Hi everyone. So today's video is part 2 of a 3-part series where I'm reviewing all of my luxury purchases that I have made this year. Today's video is going to be focused on the worst purchases I made, or at least the ones that I regret. And as promised, I am doing another giveaway in this video. So today's giveaway will be this beautiful Christian Dior pouch set. It includes a pouch, a lotion, and their famous Dior lip glow. Now, I haven't opened this set. I will say, I apologize, the box is a little bent, but this is unopened. So you can just see the pouch that's on the inside. It is absolutely stunning. This year's Christmas collection, or their holiday collection, I really do believe is one of my favorites. And so this will be given to one winner from this week's drawing. So be sure to watch until the end of this video to follow all the directions in order to participate. So a few notes before we begin. I will say that I had a really hard time picking out the bags for this video because honestly, overall, I really did like everything that I did purchase this year. So the items that I'm sharing today, a lot of them are more going to be items that I just wouldn't recommend purchasing, or I wouldn't purchase them again if I were to, replay the scenario and have that opportunity. As always, if you have any of these items, if you love any of these items, this video is just my opinion. It's based on my own personal experiences. And as I always say, if a bag makes you happy, if it brings you joy, then that is the perfect bag for you. And everyone's perfect bag will be different. So while all these bags are probably the perfect bag for somebody out there, these ones just weren't the best ones for me. All right, so first up, we have my Chanel Extra Mini. Now, this one might surprise you guys. It kind of surprises me too. So again, for a quick size comparison, when I say extra mini, this is the Chanel Mini Pearl Crush. Compared to the Extra Mini, you can see that it is a lot smaller. And I mean, the Mini is already a pretty small size as it is. So I will say I did actually have my eye on an Extra Mini for a while. So I'd always searched for it on the resale market. And then this one popped up on Fashion File, and I loved it because it came in this gorgeous chevron. That said, this bag is an extra mini, and they mean it when they say extra mini. It really doesn't fit much at all. Now, I will say it does actually fit all of the essentials. So here I can show you what I have in here. I have a comb, I have my phone, I have a little catch-all with like just minis and things. I have my key fob, a lipstick, and my card holder. So all the things that you would need do fit in here. So if you like extra tiny bags, this is a great option. Whereas you have the Nano Alma, which is very similar in size. Similarly, very cute, but this one can fit so much more. You have everything that fit in the other bag here, but I could also get a perfume and an extra lippy. I could even fit a hand sanitizer in there. And then I still had a little bit of room. So I'm just saying there are other bags that definitely are cute and mini and fit that kind of nano vibe, but are a bit more functional. Also, it's worth noting you can't put tall items into the Extra Mini. So this is the Key Pouch S, which typically fits in every bag because it's so slim. And sure enough, it does fit into this Extra Mini because it is slim, but it is a little tall. So, I would really need to force it in order to close it. So I would say that's a drawback as well. Overall, I actually will say I do like this bag. I don't consider this a failure of a purchase. I do think it's different enough from my Chanel Mini in the larger size. I think that the chevron print is really special. I think there are other more practical, better extra mini sized bags out there. So if we're talking from a sheer like practicality, functionality, I could use this all the time type bag, I wouldn't recommend this one. I think the mini size of Chanel bags are far more functional. But again, I think this is a very cute, like bag I could take out on a date night, an event, a wedding, that type of thing. I will be very excited to pull this one out. But, if you're only able to pick one, I wouldn't pick this one. So next up, we're going to be talking about the Fendi Come On bag in, I believe, the size small. I just got this back in September, so this is still pretty fresh in my collection. But I will say, after using it a few times, I've come to realize it's really not the best bag for me. So I did purchase this while I was in New York, and I did fall in love with the shape, with the look. I do really like this in that sense. I think it is very stylish. It's that classic Fendi with their Zucca print. It was a pretty good price because it was at the Fendi outlet, so I got it on sale. So all of the stars seem to align in that way. I also did like that you can adjust the strap that it comes with, so you could also wear it as a shoulder bag, or you could wear it as a crossbody. And if you guys know, I love versatility. And when I saw the shape and size, I felt like this would look really cute as a top handle. So I was able to actually find a little top handle off of Etsy of a very similar shade of leather. And I hooked it on with these little O-rings, and I just think this looks so cute. I love the look. However, when I started to use it in real life after I brought it home, did the unboxing and everything, I noticed a few things that just really made this bag not feel very functional for me for daily use, which is what I had purchased it for. So first off, the magnet is really hard to open. I think it's a little better when I have stuff inside, but it is a very strong magnet. Secondly, the interior is very tight. Because this Zucca canvas is it's just very sturdy, there isn't a lot of give. Now, I did put some of my items into the bag when I was in store, but mainly I was curious if my phone would fit. So I think in hindsight, I should have tested out the capacity a little bit more. Just to give you an idea of what fits, I have my lip balm, and then I have my key pouch S, and my phone, my card holder, and my key fob. So it fits a good amount, to be honest. It's not terrible, but it's just everything is really tight. Look, it's pretty comfortable at the moment, but to get my key pouch in there, I gotta I gotta work for it, And so it just got to a point where this just wasn't fun to use in daily life. Getting my phone out is, a little bit of a struggle, and putting it back in is also a bit of a struggle. So again, is it the worst thing? No, it honestly fits a good amount. I don't know. I just felt like this wasn't as fully functional as I would have liked it. I love the look of the bag like this. Again, I think this would be a really cute date night, evening out type bag worn in this style. But again, I am starting to really shift towards functionality as a big priority for me. The ease of being able to get things in and out of my bag is something that I do value. So even though I love mini bags, I am starting to gravitate towards those that can fit my items easily. And this one just, I feel like, isn't quite as practical. So yeah, I'm not sure what the fate of this bag will be in my collection. I have a feeling I'm probably going to try and let it go. Again, it's beautiful. I will likely just include this strap as well for anyone who wants, you know, the added look, because I won't need it. I do think, again, it's pretty, but it's just not a bag that I think is going to meet my personal needs. So next up, we have the Louis Vuitton Carry-All Monogram Duffel. And I got this earlier this year as a travel bag because I liked the size and I really liked that it had pockets on the side. And I just thought this is a bit bigger than my Louis Vuitton Retiro GM, which I did really like. And so I thought, hey, I found one for a pretty good price. Let's go ahead and get it. And so I did use it during my Vegas trip that I took in May. So what I do like about it is pretty spacious. I made myself my own liner that is kind of not the best, but it does have a pocket in here and it has two rolled handles like the key balls. Well, I did like this piece, and like I said, I did in my travel vlog when I went to Vegas, I did give a quick review of this bag so you could see what fit, and I did talk about how I liked the pockets on the side, even though in hindsight, especially when I'm traveling, I'm not putting stuff in these pockets because I don't want people to take things. So I didn't end up using these pockets as much as I thought I would. But really, some key things popped out when I did use this on the trip. And by the end of the trip, at the beginning of it, I really liked it. I thought it was quite nice. But by the end of the trip, I realized this probably isn't the best airport carry-on bag, which is what I had used it for. First off, there is no long shoulder strap that you can attach on the sides because this bag can get very heavy. This is like the old school Louis Vuitton canvas, so it is very thick. Like, this is a very well made, very sturdy bag, but as a result, it does weigh a good amount. So when you stuff it to the brim with lots of things, the only way you can carry it is on these straps, and the straps are kind of short. So it is hard to slip under your shoulder. So you really are just either carrying it in, you know, the crook of your elbow, or you're just kind of like holding it like a top handle. So in that sense, I didn't love that aspect of it. Now, I did end up adding a strap from my keep ball, and I just did it caddy corner, but it really wasn't that convenient. And I was a little worried about like damaging the bag if I was just carrying it in this way, because that's not how it's designed to be used. Also, a major drawback of this bag was that when I slipped it over my carry-on roller suitcase, it tended to just slip off. It would like fall off of the bag, and then I was always scared that it was going to rip my handles of this bag, because I would try and slip, you know, the handle over my carry-on roller bag and, you know, roll it along, but then it would just kind of like, you know, in the movement of things, slip off of it and then just like slide down and then do that annoying thing where it like twists off of the suitcase, and then your suitcase goes haywire and it's awkward and you're trying to keep moving in a busy airport. So it was just very, very annoying. And because the strap is too short, to like, I couldn't really hold the strap and the top of the suitcase roller handle either at the same time. I hope that makes sense. So it was just like really hard to maneuver. So I ended up having to kind of just wear this bag on my shoulder using that keep ball strap that I mentioned when we were traveling in the airport, because it was just like too difficult. So this really isn't going to be a good carry-on option for me. I like to be, you know, have things that are very effortless when I'm traveling and don't require a lot of thinking. This definitely required a lot of concentration when I was going through the airport, and I didn't like that. That said, this is a great bag. Like I said, it is very thick. Like, this canvas is thick and it's beautiful. Like you can just see like the sheen on it, and the vachetta on this one is in pretty good shape. So overall, I do like this piece. I think it would be good for like if you're traveling for a getaway and you just want your items in this bag, or you're not carrying a lot of like really heavy things. You know, this would be a great size. This fit under my feet in the plane with no issues. I really liked all those aspects. It was just the things that I just mentioned that made it really hard for me. So I think this could be a great option for some people, but overall, if you need it for an airplane carry-on bag that you're scooting on top of a suitcase, I would not recommend this at all. So I don't think I'm going to keep this one, to be honest. I'm going back and forth on it. Let me know what you guys think. I have plenty of other bags that I can use as carry-on bags. So I think this one might be on the chopping block in January. All right, the next two are more of SLGs, and I'm going to include these because, again, I couldn't think of 5 bags that I didn't like from my purchases this year, so I'll include these instead. The first one is the Prada Nylon Mini Tezuto bag, and then this is a zip card holder from the vintage version of the Murakami line. So this Prada bag is really cute. Let's start there. It's tiny. And again, I went after it because it was so darn cute. And I really do like how this is basically the exact version of the Prada bags. I don't really like this style in the larger sizes. So I felt like this was my way of being a part of that vibe, of that trend, while like not buying a bag that I actually didn't like. I do think in this version it's very cute. But I just think that this was a lot of money. I can't remember. I feel like, I know that this one right now, you can typically find it for like $700 to even like over $1,000, even more than that, because I think they're pretty rare now. The thing about this one is, at least like with a bag charm, I can wear it on my bags, right? This one, like, I can't wear on most of my bags because it's almost as large as my mini bags, but it's too small to serve as its own crossbody bag. It does come with a crossbody strap, but it doesn't fit a phone. It doesn't really fit much in it. And because of this like curved zipper, it does make it really hard to zip shut if you really try and stuff it full. So it's kind of this like in between where I don't really use it very much. I could use it like a mini pochette type pouch. That's possible. I don't know. I just think I like this piece. I don't know that I'm going to sell this one, but would I recommend it? I just don't know what people would really use this one for, I guess. Like, I just think it's a little too mini. I can't believe I'm saying that. But yeah, I feel like this one's a little weird in size to be usable. I don't know that if I were given the chance to buy it again, that I would buy it again. This one, I think it was another purchase where I was like, oh, I really want to be a part of this trend. Murakami is very popular right now. But in reality, I don't like this style. I don't like all of the bright colors. I don't like the white. It gets really dirty, as you can see here. This one, when I purchased it, really wasn't in the best shape, and I should have done more research before purchasing it. I didn't. I just got caught up in the fact that it was a pretty good price, and it, you know, was in the Murakami line, and so I just purchased it, and it honestly isn't very functional either. It's pretty bulky, and it has a keyring on it, which you would think is nice, except this is really, for me, more intended to be a wallet. So if I put a bunch of credit cards in here, then I have this dangly keyring, and it gets in the way. Either it takes up room inside the pouch itself, or it just hangs out kind of useless. And so I just never ever use this. So this will definitely be going on the chopping block in January, and it will probably go for a very good price because it's pretty beat up. And finally, as an honorable mention, I know this isn't luxury, but I am going to say the only other bag that I'm kind of semi-regretful of purchasing was this Coach Empire 21 in the toffee color. Now I got this when the Empire 21 was relaunched earlier, I think in the fall, and I got so excited because I was really loving the size of this bag, and I had purchased it in the maple color, which is beautiful. And like I said, I'm in my like dark chocolate era, so I was really excited about that. And then I saw that there was a toffee color, and I just felt like, I don't know what it is. Coach does a good job of just creating this like craze and the way they do drops and stuff. And so I missed like the first round of the toffee color. It was sold out very quickly. I think I got caught up in that like FOMO craze. And so a friend told me there was one available at her local store. So I immediately called that store and bought it over the phone, which I haven't done in ages. So I ended up buying it. And I mean, it's cute. It's very cute. Clearly, I have dressed her to the nines. I will say I really like how the teddy bear bag charm that is sold by Coach as well matches this perfectly. So I do like how this looks. I think it's very much a vibe, and I have a full review on this bag in the maple color. But I think my regret with this one is the fact that I already have one. I have a large collection of bags already. I don't need duplicates of bags. And in hindsight, I probably should have just kept the maple one and not this toffee one. I just don't think, because I have so many bags and I'm constantly searching for new bags to review, so I am purchasing things. I don't need to have like the same bag in my collection twice. And so that's why this one made the list. Otherwise, I highly, highly recommend this bag. So that wraps up this week's video. And as always, I am so curious what you think of my picks. But before we get to that, let's go over some of the details for this week's giveaway. So again, the winner will receive this Dior gift set. And in order to participate, you will need to be in the domestic United States. So first, I'll need you to like and subscribe to this video. And then also in the comments, please comment the following 3 things. First, have you ever made a bag purchase you regret? And if so, what was it? Secondly, I need you to confirm that you are wanting to participate in the drawing. And third, please confirm that you are in the domestic US. So once the giveaway closes, I'll select a winner and I'll respond to their comment below, letting them know that they won. So if you are the winner, you'll have 3 days to respond, and you'll need to reach out to me via Instagram or through my email so that I can get your shipping information. The only other thing I'll ask for is a screenshot of your YouTube profile so that I can confirm you are indeed the winner. So please be aware of any scams. I will never ask for any type of payment or any other personal type of information. So yeah, those are the full directions, and I'll be sure to leave all of the details in the description below. Again, I just want to say thank you to everyone who takes the time to watch my videos. Doing these giveaways is just a way for me to send my thanks, to highlight just how grateful I am for all of you for taking the time to watch my content. So I am excited to be able to give this to one lucky winner. So if you want to watch more of my videos, I'll be sure to include a playlist here, and YouTube will include a video that they'll recommend up there. Otherwise, bye for now.